What's up, family, and welcome back to the channel. Guess what? I'm back in long sleeves and I have a hat on. That means my air conditioner is finally fixed. Hallelujah. Me, oh, it's incredible. So I'm super happy about that. So I don't have to even have the fan blasting right now, which I don't even know if you were able to hear it on previous videos, but we are fully back in action. So I'm super excited. All right. So today we're going to be having a conversation about the devil. Oh, yeah. The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. All right. So, you know the routine. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that alert notification bell, consider joining our community, and check out our merch. So, let's have this quick conversation. This is a quick chat, hence the name of the series that this one is a part of. But I want to kind of talk about the dangers of believing in a devil or the devil or however you want to put it, or you know. So I want the first thing is, and I think this is the obvious one. I think this one is one that humanity has kind of wrestled with or grappled with for a while, and that is belief in a devil often becomes an excuse for negative personal behavior, right? In the sense that believing in the devil often provides a convenient scapegoat for personal misdeeds. The phrase, the devil made me do it, has been a common refrain in various cultures, used to deflect responsibility for one's actions. This belief can undermine personal accountability for by attributing malevolent behavior to external supernatural forces rather than acknowledging personal choice and responsibility. For instance, someone might justify lying or cheating by blaming these actions on an external influence, thus avoiding the need to confront their own failings or the underlying issues that led to such behavior. Now, as a former pastor, I ran into this frequently when performing marital counseling and when there was issues of cheating, and there was this constant refrain of it was just the devil, it was the devil, I love you, it was the devil, it was the devil. And then as far as the solution then was, it's God. The reason I'm not going to cheat on you this time is because God is going to keep me from cheating on you this time. And it's like, well, if God could have kept you from cheating anytime, why didn't he keep you from cheating the first time? But hey. All right, so that's the first one. This next one is it's an excuse to dehumanize others, typically by attaching their decisions to the devil's directions, right? The notion that the devil is in them, right, or they're being led by the devil, is often used to demonize people who act contrary to societal norms or religious expectations. This can lead to severe social and emotional consequences for those labeled in such a way, obviously, as it positions them not just as wrongdoers, but as fundamentally evil or corrupted. Just by existing differently than someone else, you are now viewed as fundamentally evil or corrupted. It even goes so far that if other people accept your existence, it's then treated like an agenda. If other people try to promote your existence, it's the devil's agenda. I hope this point is getting driven home a little bit. Um, This rhetoric has historically fueled witch hunts, religious persecution, and social ostracism, where individuals or groups are dehumanized and treated as embodiments of evil, making it easier for others to justify discrimination or violence against them. Another one, and this is one that's not thought about as much, and that is an excuse for failure. Attributing failures to the devil, and I saw this a lot, especially in the church world, as in, the devil just got in it. The devil got in it. When the devil got in it, it all went apart. It can be a means of rationalizing personal or collective shortcomings. For example, a business venture that fails or a personal project that doesn't come to fruition might be blamed on this malevolent supernatural interference. This not only absolves individuals from taking responsibility for the possible flaws in their planning and execution, but also prevents them from learning from these failures as the real causes are not addressed or analyzed. And I often remind people that failure is an acceptably valid way to learn. It's actually, I haven't found anything like learning by failure. Like failure has been the best way to learn for almost everything. And I mean, it seems like I'm stretching that a little bit, but in high performance situations, that's how everybody learns. Everybody learns through failure. It's typically called practice. Hello. All right. So, um, the next one is an excuse to undermine the success or achievement of others, especially if those others are seen as participating in ungodly industries. Labeling successes in certain industries as the devil's work or the devil's business or the devil's money is a tactic that can undermine legitimate achievements for people. For instance, innovations in science and technology or successes in entertainment and arts are sometimes dismissed by religious extremists as being influenced by nefarious forces such as the devil. This perspective discourages appreciation of human creativity, diversity, and capacity, and can stigmatize these working in fields, or stigmatize those working in fields that are seen as unconventional or progressive by certain conservative or religious groups. And the easy things that come to your mind, are the people who are maybe involved in the adult industry, adult entertainment industry, such as pornographic films or OnlyFans or whatever else is out there. But it doesn't stop there. That's the thing about a slippery slope; it goes all the way down. And so I've seen this, especially in my early years in ministry, where there were people who were barred from serving in the church because they worked at Budweiser. They didn't own it, just worked there. And it's just like, well, you're working at the devil's business. And it's just like, wow, we've taken this too far, right? Um, and then just overall, belief in the devil is an excuse to villainize anything that is different from you or that you lack an understanding of. You know, the tendency to associate the unfamiliar or misunderstood with the devil can lead to significant social divisions, as we have seen by labeling something. And it doesn't even just stop with the idea of the devil. I'm also slow to use this word evil as well because it has that same type of connotation. And while I do believe I do still think the word is appropriate in some cases. I'm just slow to use it because I think when we do, we somehow, it's almost like excusing ourselves of saying this is just a one-off. This person, there's just something really, really wrong with this person, as opposed of recognizing that the presence of these type of problematic behaviors, especially when they are statistically prevalent, is not a sign, of e- evil, good or evil. It's a sign of a larger problem in society. But the more we just these words become easy ways not to actually deal with the problems is the point that I wanted to make there. But by labeling something as of the devil, individuals can justify their fear or rejection of different cultures, beliefs, or lifestyles. And this not only stifles social and cultural exchange, but can escalate to serious conflicts and abuses. Again, which we've seen. During periods of social tension, groups or ideas that challenge the status quo might be quickly demonized as evil, rallying opposition against them without a fair assessment of their actual beliefs or intentions. And I want to kind of demonstrate how this goes even beyond just religious superstition. It's just like once we've attached ourselves to these ideas, that slope is so slippery that we do this in politics all the time. You know, The moment says the moment somebody says something to you, or the moment that somebody says something about themselves to you, that doesn't align with your political ideology, what I'm seeing a lot more of is, oh well, you must be evil, you know. And like, say what you want to say about me, because I know people are going to do it anyways. But I have to call this out because the Democrats do this every damn 4 years, and it's damn near close to, yeah, like when you are telling people that not voting for you is throwing their vote away, that is voter tampering. Like I need you to understand that. Like that's something that Democrats and the Democratic Party don't seem to understand. That bullying people into voting for you isn't good politics. And the whole thing about freedom is I don't have to like your fucking candidate just because the other guy is bad too. You know, it's absolutely insane to me because we've attached ourselves to these ideas of evil. We can't even have fucking conversations with each other. We get easily triggered by the fact that somebody thinks something different. And I'm wondering, like, how bright can you be if you didn't know that somebody likely has a different thought than you do? Because those people have different lived experiences. Now, I am not trying to excuse anybody on either side. I am not a Republican, nor am I a Democrat. I keep who I vote for private. I do. I do. But I find the whole system to be troubling. I find the fact that we have to be held captive to two parties, neither one which accurately reflects or even tries to accurately reflect what the people of this country wants. I'm just I'm sorry. I'm not cool with that. I don't, you every 4 years there's always going to be something at stake where we can't talk about it. Oh, don't say that because then you're going to keep people from voting for my candidate. Don't say that. So that's definitely voter tampering right there. And so both parties do it, but like the Democrats are nefarious with that shit, and it pisses me off. Like it really does, because people have the right to dissent. You can't you can't keep going around and saying anybody, like, for example, there's a lady in my community, in my city, um, but she's an atheist, and she's the head of the Democratic chair for the county, and she does great work. She's probably the most active Democrat I've ever seen. She goes door to door knocking. She gets people registered to vote. She hosts the meetings and stuff. And there's not a lot of people involved. That's just the truth. And she made just made a statement on her post about, she had some concerns about the vice president for the Democratic Party, and she just voiced those concerns, and almost, everybody in her timeline that was a Democrat jumped down her throat, forgetting that this woman is a loyal and faithful Democrat and serves the party more than any of the people who had an opinion about her. And that, oh, you shouldn't be saying stuff like this. Hey, fuck off. Stop trying to police other people. You don't learn that way. And so, yes, I find that to be disgusting, disingenuous, and downright distracting from the real issues. If someone is trying to call out a problem, you don't tell them to shut up just because it makes you uncomfortable. That's ridiculous. Even if you disagree with the problem, just move the fuck on. Like, we're too old of a species to still be behaving this way. Let's get up from the children's table. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take that rabbit trail, but I think I've been wanting to get that off my chest for a while. But which I get this way every 4 years because I'm disappointed. Everybody's going to get all excited and claim like something magical is happening, and then nothing magical is going to happen because one fucking person can't change a nation. And the fact that you have people who think that if we just get the right person in office, then everything is going to work out right is the reason why this country is in the trouble that it's in, because we'd rather talk about the issues. We'd rather get polarized about the issues than actually work on the issues. We'd rather assign that responsibility to somebody else instead of realizing that it takes all of us. You know, not to sound presidential, but that's not what this country can do for you. You know the rest. All right, so we're supposed to be talking about the devil. Yeah. But the point is people get demonized, and just anything that's different, anything that you disagree with, then all of a sudden it's evil, it's the devil. And it's just like, no, like this is definitely dehumanizing people. Like we have to, if we're going to move away from religious superstition, let's move away from all of it. Let's throw out the baby and the bathwater, okay? Because this is it's damaging our relationships with others, and it keeps repeating this cycle of trying to make other people conform to you. And I'm like, no, like stop that shit. Find your tribe and vibe there, okay? And let other people find their tribes and vibe there. We have to get away from this idea of being able to govern what other people think. Like, man, come on now. All right, so, and last but not least, is that it's a distraction. Belief in the devil is a distraction. I almost want to say it's an excuse to be distracted. It is a distraction from the true cost, benefits, and value of human autonomy, agency, and action. You know, ultimately, the invocation of supernatural entities like God or the devil serves as a distraction from the complexities of human behavior and the real consequences of our actions. By focusing on these mythic battles between good and evil, individuals can ignore the nuanced realities of human autonomy and the moral and ethical implications of their choices. This simplification into black and white moralities overlooks the rich spectrum of human experience and the profound impact of our actions on ourselves and others. What I often begin to notice is that terms like God and the devil seem to just be labels for what people either aren't willing or aren't interested in understanding. You know, supernaturalisms are a distraction from reality, whether they be supernatural forces or deities. These things act like shadows on the wall in the cave, keeping us bound, keeping us from confronting our own or the true nature of our own reality, our own existence, and our own capacity. They serve these things, these devils and these deities and these goons and goblins. They serve to obscure our understanding of the world and our place within it, diverting attention from tangible issues and real world challenges. By attributing too much of life's dynamics to unseen forces, we risk not fully engaging with our potential for growth and improvements, both as individuals and as a society. And for as long as I have a channel that people support, that'll be kind of the message. A message that is people centric and progressive, because we got to keep moving forward, you know? And, that's a thing that I don't think that we wrestle with. And it's been a beautiful realization for me on this side of things, is that the amount that we don't know isn't a reason to turn back. It's all the more reason to become more progressive. The overwhelming amount of information that we don't know about our own existence in this world, about this world itself, should be all of the catalyst and the push that we need to want to be as progressive as possible, to want to know as much as we possibly could, to want to do as much as we possibly could. These superstitious beliefs are robbing us of unimaginable greatness. Or at least that's how I choose to see it as of now. I hope I've said something in this video that has your gears grinding, that has inspired you not only to, give a thumbs up and all of that, but if it has inspired you to become more proactive, more active, more involved. Hopefully, I've said something that makes you more hungry for more information, for more understanding, for more experience. There's a whole world out there to explore. Let's not get stuck on prehistoric Earth problems. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, consider joining our community. You can connect with us on Patreon, right here in the YouTube membership program, and we have a Discord. Yeah, come find us. And check out our merch. I think that's all I have. Yeah, that's it for now. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Until next time, keep rising, stay progressive, and stay beautiful. I don't know why, but I absolutely love saying that at the end of videos. Stay beautiful if you can. I'll holla.